Destroy All Humans 1 took the game that you've played a million times before. You've played the heroes fighting off the invading aliens, and what we did was we turned it on its edge and let you play the alien coming to take over Earth.
We focused the first one in the 1950s and played up all that great alien mythology of the 50s. And now with the sequel, we've moved into the 60s.
1960s kind of has its own resonance in popular culture today. And there's so many kind of icons and places, music.
I don't know what Paul's worried about. This John and Yoko thing won't last 3 weeks.
We're going international this time, so you'll get to trot around the world.
As you move to London, there's the whole concept of, the shagadelic 60s baby and all that kind of stuff, right? As you move to Tokyo, there's the monster movies, there's, ninja movies. And in America during the 60s, it's pretty obvious, the whole hippies movement was starting up. And that's really how the game begins in a city called Bay City, which is very much modeled after, San Francisco during the 60s.
You play Crypto 138. He has every little man complex that you would expect a 4-foot-tall alien with large weapons to have.
He likes to go in with guns blazing first, and then he asks questions later. So he is just a no-nonsense, destruction kind of guy. So we've got a whole host of new weapons for Crypto to play with. You have the ability to hop into your UFO at any time and fly around and cause mass destruction. There's the ability to pull in meteor strikes and pull meteors down to take out buildings or take out different kinds of installations. But not only does Crypto have great, guns and weapons, one of his great things is his mental abilities. His ability to kind of lift things up, with his mind, his ability to read people's minds and get what they're thinking. Not only is he just reading minds to get jokes, but a lot of times he's reading minds to find out where to go or who to find or new clues to the mission that he's trying to solve. And so one of his new abilities is his body snatch mode, which is his ability to, actually jump into someone else's body and control that person, which has a big gameplay element to it as well, because people you talk to, they'll all respond differently depending on the kind of body you happen to be wearing at that time.
I don't want to talk about it. Things aren't great right now.
And reading the right person's mind can be the difference between, succeeding in a mission or failing in a mission.
Anybody knows where Bondwater's at? It'd be Prudence.
And then there's this kind of irreverent, satirical sense of humor that we really consider the core of the game.
Maybe tomorrow I will eat something. Nah.
The humor of the game is set up in such a way that, like any good satire, it seems to be about one thing, and in fact it's about other things at the same time. So, on the surface, it seems to be about hippies, but in fact, we can be making fun and having fun with the world that we actually live in 2006 at the same time.
Sometimes I feel like the only thing standing between this country and utter moral collapse.
I think one of the reasons that Destroy All Humans 2 works on a humorous level is that the game wasn't done by an American team. It was done by an Australian team, and they have the benefit of looking at America in a very different way than those of us who live here.
If God meant men to have long hair, he would have made it grow long on its own.
They were really able to kind of take a step back and look at America through a different lens.
Stupid Beatles. Elvis could kick your asses.
We don't lead you around by the breadcrumb trail as much as we did in Destroy All Humans. We open up the world and let you solve all the mysteries that exist in the game on your own.
So all of a sudden you have all these different missions that you can choose from at any time. You have a robust sandbox mode you can run around in, tons of side missions. And so it just creates this kind of open freedom that the first one had a touch of, but I think we've gone even further with that, here in the second one. I think hardcore fans are going to love Destroy All Humans 2 because it gives them a complete wide open world. We've added lots of new features. The gameplay is great. I think the humor is great.
The giant hairless hamster!
The way that the visuals come together with the environments and the writing and the music and the characters, it's so good to work on something that just fits together perfectly.
You expect me to beg, human?
I hope that real fans will love the fact that we took some chances and went in some unusual directions with it, and respond to this game by saying, wow, that went a direction I totally wasn't expecting, and I loved every second of it.
And the whole storyline of Destroy All Humans 2 is about having fun and not taking things too seriously. And then from that flows some really great gameplay. And in an era of sequels and serious gaming and, you know, over-the-top military this and science fiction that, it's just kind of fun just to take a step back and have fun. And that's what gaming is all about.
In the 60s, the U.S. was afraid of communism. Russia was afraid of democracy. Tokyo was afraid of giant lizards. And London was afraid of boring fashion. But above all, they were all afraid of one thing.
Got a brand new bag.
Destroy All Humans. 2. Probing the world, one human at a time.
Good time.